It's time for this nightmare to end. Attorney General Jeff Sessions must be fired or he must resign. It's the only way to save the Republic, by Jim Hoft for thegatewaypundit.com. For months, it's been clear that Attorney General Sessions is a total failure. He recused himself and then hired crook Rod Rosenstein as Assistant Attorney General, who then created the crooked Mueller investigation. If this republic is to continue, Sessions must go. The U.S. cannot have multiple layers of laws. It's impossible to have some individuals who do not have to abide by the same laws as the rest of the population. We also cannot stand for the corrupt FBI, DOJ, and State Departments, amongst others, that are able to spy, lie, and assault Americans for faulty crimes. Obama's administration was corrupt and dishonest at all levels, and so it's no surprise that the entire federal government is corrupt. These people must be swept out. It starts with Attorney General Sessions. A.G. Sessions praised Assistant Attorney General Rosenstein the same day Rosenstein was identified in the FISA memo as one of the individuals who signed off on the slanderous FISA memo to spy on President Trump. Mueller's investigation is full of former Clinton and Obama corrupt cronies. The FBI and DOJ continue to delay and prevent Congress from seeing information requested for months, I should say. Much of the information is unnecessarily redacted from the individuals. Congress, who has the mandate to oversee these same institutions. Many congressmen are calling for Jeff Sessions to resign or be replaced, and have for months. One video on the internet explains Sessions' immense failures. The only point not relevant is related to the suggestion of moving DOJ official Rachel Brand up to oversee the Mueller investigation. This is not possible now, as she resigned from the DOJ on Friday. Yeah. Right here. They're talking about this. It's pretty good.
Fully looked at Attorney General Sessions' 6-month progress report since its confirmation on February 8th. Because of the unmitigated disaster that Jeff Sessions has turned out to be as Attorney General, one wonders whether he was actually sent into the Trump camp early on as a Bush family plant. Climbing on board the Trump train, as Sessions did so early in the campaign, never made any sense. Just as Chris Christie and Rudy Giuliani never really made any sense being anywhere close to Trump, except as spies. However, Sessions' apparent intentions were by far easier to believe because he was from the conservative Deep South and the very red state of Alabama. His persona doesn't reek of betrayal like many of the others. On the other hand, Sessions has a deep streak of government overreach that even allows him to justify outright theft from the citizenry. In any event, Trump may very well have been trumped by way of a classic Bush dynasty dirty trick. In light of what has transpired at the Department of Justice since his confirmation, it's quite plausible that Sessions was sent in to infiltrate the Trump administration, plain and simple. Whether this occurred wittingly or unwittingly, however, that's the big question. It was Sessions' Department of Justice that just released a significant redacted record of the talking points that were listed in the aftermath of the Bill Clinton-Loretta Lynch improper meeting on the tarmac. Why did Sessions' Department of Justice redact the Clinton-Lynch tarmac meeting transcript? This type of official misconduct, which was rampant throughout the Obama administration, won't drain the swamp and only perpetuates the corruption. There's no debate about what's gone on at Justice under Sessions as being nothing short of catastrophic for Trump. However, it's what has not been implemented at the direction of the Attorney General that's even more disconcerting. Where are the prosecutions of criminal VIPs? Where are the warranted investigations into so much government criminality? It's like the swamp creatures have been allowed to take over the whole place as the Attorney General himself aggressively goes after medical marijuana. At this critical juncture and late date, it really makes no difference whether Sessions is loyal or not to the President of the United States. He displays a high level of incompetence as Attorney General and palpable apprehension toward draining the swamp. Both of these profound deficits will prove to be fatal to Trump's presidency. The president simply can't afford such a weak character in the most powerful law enforcement position in the land, especially when the West Wing has been overtaken by every kind of swamp monster. Those agents of deep state that aren't swarming around the Oval Office, they're busy executing Soros' Purple Revolution in the streets. All the while, Sessions seems to stand alone within the Department of Justice in his lip service to draining the swamp. Remember, the Bush political dynasty always seeks to control the opposition either covertly or overtly. Hence, it's entirely possible that good old Jeff is a marionette on a string and he doesn't even know it. That's how the CIA prefers to run such a critical psyop such as this. It's always better to control the enemy through the agency of an inside dupe who doesn't even know that he's being managed. If the Department of Justice under Sessions is still owned and operated by the deep state, then Trump has no choice but to get rid of him post-haste. More importantly, he needs to take advantage of making a recess appointment this August once Sessions is fired. That termination has to take place almost simultaneously with the appointment of a new pit bull of an Attorney General. The Trump presidency greatly depends on a swift and decisive move in this particular regard. Anything short of Trump's special brand of presidential jiu-jitsu will likely be met with countervailing measures that have already been planned by the treasonous Democrats. Caveat: the vast majority of rhinos in Congress don't want Trump to fire Sessions. This alone is quite worrisome. Many of them have come into Sessions' defense with nothing but laudatory platitudes. Meanwhile, the Democrats and their mainstream media organs of propaganda have been even more vocal about a Trump Saturday Night Massacre. It's as though the power elite of Washington's establishment feels sufficiently secure with Sessions as Attorney General. Here's the previously referenced Facebook comment. Unless you've worked the underbelly of the system as I have, one cannot grasp the fact that politics is war by any other means. Sessions works for the Bush family and they hate Trump with a passion. Smart as Trump is in most areas, nothing can take away the fact that he's a rookie and all rookies in any field make big mistakes. Sessions is also a spy for the Senate, having spent most of his life in the Senate. Who do you think Sessions has his deepest ties to? His Senate friends, of course, and the guy has perfected his down-home Southern charm, soft-spoken bullshit routine to the point where he gets over on just about everyone, which is to be expected. Sessions is a consummate professional politician, sadly, just not Trump's politician. Another super serious mistake Trump made as a rookie was appointing another Bush loyalist and progressive in Rod Rosenstein, who, the second Sessions recused himself, bam, Rosenstein appoints Mueller with all the powers of a special prosecutor. Trump has no bench politically to choose from other than highly respected and very talented military general. Those picks do him tremendously well, but Trump just made another serious rookie mistake in appointing another Bush family loyalist as FBI director in this guy Wray, and this too will come back to bite him hard. He should have chosen another great general, like 4-star Stanley McChrystal or General Dunford. Great generals like these can be trusted because they believe in the chain of command, and the president is the very pinnacle of that chain of command. My father always said, "You will make mistakes, just do not make a fatal mistake." Trump is on the scalpel's edge of a fatal mistake. He seems to be unable to get rid of Sessions, so he must get rid of Rosenstein and put Rachel Brand in Assistant Deputy Attorney General.
Okay, that right there. But Brand quit. So why did she quit at this particular time? You see what I'm saying? It's like the puzzle. In other words, to have Brand in, but she quit. Why? Because they told her to quit. Well, I think without the military, this thing is not going to be cleared up. The suggestion she made about putting military men in, that's the only way to get away from this system, the corruption. You have to put the military in because the government is being taken over by the Bushes. Like I said from before, it's not a Hillary and Obama. The Bushes are leading this. And this is what I'm saying. Like with the 9/11, all the gold from the buildings disappeared. It was an inside job. The Bushes took it. You see? So now you get where we're going with this. They have a lot of power, a lot of clout. They put in Obama. Then they were going to put in Hillary, and they were a little lax. That's why Hillary didn't get in. They had all the machines rigged for Hillary. All the mainstream media talking for Hillary. They thought it was a sure win. And that's how they would have taken down America. You have to go after the heads, the snake. The snake are the Bushes. It's the father. It's the father Bush. That's who the culprit is in all of this. And his son that was put in, it was just to... that's why they wanted Jeb. You see what I'm saying? It's like it would they wanted either Jeb or Hillary to get in. But people that they can control. I mean, and here you have... that he has to go where Chaffetz is saying...
Well, our responsibility, and it's clear, is to provide the highest possible professional standards of law enforcement that we can provide to the American people. So we're going to take seriously the concerns that have been expressed. Rosenstein is testifying before the Congress again just yesterday, and we want to be open with them.
So is he for it or against it? I'm not sure I can figure that out right there. Jason Chaffetz, seasoned veteran who might help us sort it out. What is the deal with the Attorney General? I mean, the evidence is out there of all kinds of problems at the FBI and the Justice Department, and he seems to be hesitating on the idea of a second special counsel.
I got to tell you, and it pains me to say this a little bit, but I don't think the Attorney General is up to the job that he's doing. He's absent from this. The reason there's a special counsel is because he had to recuse himself from everything. Mm-hmm. And my own personal opinion, I think it's time for the Attorney General to go because you need leadership there, some deep systemic problems there. Now, I don't think there should be a special counsel. I mean, how's the first one working out, right? That's not going so well. I put a lot of weight on Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General. They have 450 employees, working for the Inspector General. They've been working on this for a year and a half. You haven't heard leaks. And I think they will come up with the most definitive report in the January-February timeframe.
Wait a second, to challenge that last part, I hear what you're saying up until the last part. These inspectors general at various departments, as you know, they play stall ball. I mean, a year and a half. Look at Peter Strzok with the text messages. How does he still have a job at the FBI? Forget about a special counsel. Why hasn't the Attorney General or the Inspector General said, we got to put this guy out?
Inspector General can't fire them, but they can provide the information. And it looks like that happened in the June-July timeframe. And again, it goes back to the Attorney General. Only at the Department of Justice can a person with this bad of a record go into human resources. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
So the Attorney General recused himself from the Russia investigation. Why would he have to recuse himself from an investigation into the investigators?
I don't know, but I sat with the Attorney General while I was still in Congress, and I spent more than an hour, and we went through everything. They won't provide Fast and Furious documents. They wouldn't prosecute Brian Pagliano for... He didn't even show up. I issued a subpoena for him to testify before Congress, and he didn't show up, and we wanted him to be prosecuted. The Attorney General looked me in the eye and said, we're not going to do that.
The IT guy for Hillary Clinton.
The IT guy for Hillary Clinton. I mean, I got a laundry list of things that the Attorney General will not pursue, and he can't run the department and agency. I just think it's...
I think people are scratching their heads. I've actually heard, I think on Lou Dobbs saying he thinks the deep state must have something on him because it makes no sense why he hasn't acted in these cases that seem so obvious to the American people that there is corruption and they need to be investigated.
But to push back on your on your inspector general, I've had work with Michael Horowitz through the years, myself, Trey Gowdy. I'm telling you, we believe in their organization. You don't hear the leaks. And when they come out with their report, soup to nuts, everything from the tarmac meeting with Director Comey to his firing, everything in between, they're the ones that unearthed the documents or the 10,000 text messages. That all became because of the inspector.
But are they going to, I hear you, but are they going to do anything about it?
There is a conflict because once you shine light on this, you have to have the Department of Justice prosecute the Department of Justice.
Right.
And you need a strong Attorney General to do that, and I don't know that we have one right now.
Maybe the end of the day for the...
In other words, everybody is in the pockets of the Bushes. Do you see? Why do you think Hillary is arrogant? Why do you think Comey is arrogant? They're all working to take this country down. That's basically the bottom line. And the money disappearing, things disappearing of value, and there's what you have. This is a job for the military. The country is being trying to be overrun. That's basically the bottom line. And people need to go to jail for this, and they should have the military tribunals. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.